So, hello everybody, and welcome to this potentially mini short version of the Sunday Party, the Adventuring Associates edition of Blunders and Bothwellians, the Wounded Witch edition. Hello everybody. It has been a small wee while because we have all been busy and consecutively doing things on the same day, but we're back, most of us. So today we're doing a mini version, which is like a little mini shot. But not a one shot because it's still going to be in canon because we're only down a couple of players. And as we are going to lose our lovely Enna at about 10:30, we may wrap things up there. We'll see how things are going. So you guys have gone down into the Underrealm. Supposed to be accompanied by a demon creature called Brexit, who is going to lead you through and help you to get down to his lair. Which full name: Blunders and Bothwellians, Wounded Witch Edition, Adventuring Associates mini version. Yes, yeah, that's it. That'll be the title of today's episode. However, Brexit, in his lovely way, has now become rather smitten with Arissa after a rather fantastic set of natural 20s she rolled. He is now appreciating her natural 20s. Bit of D&D humour for you there. Ooh. Stop telling me things about demons, I'm excited now. However, unfortunately, he is in a little bit of trouble, it turns out, and unfortunately was not able to accompany you very far before he was captured by some flying winged demons who carried him away. You guys then reached a portal. Several portals. That is my favourite song in the world, how did you know? Stop sharing things, it's literally my favourite thing.
It's so good.
Makes me happy. I play it in the morning. Pick me up. Anyone who's listening, look up Powerwolf. Demons are a girl's best friend. It is the best song ever. If you are under 16, avoid the video. Just listen to the song. It'll wake you up in the morning. It'll be marvellous. And it'll bring you into the world of Dungeons and Dragons and into the world of Bothwell LARP because, well, demons are all of our best friends there. There's no getting rid of them. They just happen continuously. So your lovely demon was taken from you, and you guys had a choice of several portals to choose from. You attempted to bluff your way through by Kess donning a disguise and dressing up as Brexit himself. And you made the most educated guess you possibly could, and you stepped through one of the portals. However, it has not taken you to the layer Ahale, where you need to be. It has taken you to the level Quala, which, as Kess has researched in her big black book, is the layer of greed. And this layer is icy and mirrored and seems to be like a big blank wasteland until you continued along and found a big icy fortress. And there appears to be no real doors and entrances. It's all very high and icy walls and things. You guys made your way over there, and we're trying to decide how to get in. Now, last week it was discussed that Belgarath could fire blast you in. So if you guys would all like to do that, then on his behalf I will say he will fire blast you in, but if you had any other ideas that you would like to try, feel free to go for it.
Oh, I had a plan. Let me quickly check what my plan was.
Yeah, just go back in your notes and check any plans.
So I guess people are going to walk to that place, right? And that's... Oh, I sucked out some souls from there, right?
Oh yeah, shit, you did that thing.
Yeah. You stole some souls.
Yes.
Souls.
Yes, Cass, you managed to find some souls in there. The ones you could reach, anyway.
Rosie, just to check for my plan, how thick were the walls?
The walls were about, from what you could tell looking in, they're quite see-through and quite icy and glassy, but they're about maybe 3-4 foot deep. Like, the outside ones are like 3 to 4 foot deep. Inside they get thinner and narrower. There's like a maze of passageways inside.
Okay. In that case, I'll wait a little bit before I blow high-level spells at a plan.
Okay. Would you guys like to use and abuse Belgarath, who can't be here today, but is full of fire spells and therefore can be used, or would you like to try and get in another way?
ideal.
We'll just finger gun his hands at it.
Yeah, just like, guys, my time to shine.
Make him explode at them.
I will say on behalf of Belgraph, he will strut up, pull back the sleeves on his robe, and just be like, yeah, and finger blast 2 very large fireballs, and it will start to melt the ice in one patch. It takes him a couple of goes.
Do we actually need to do that, or can we not?
Oh, you can have a look around if you like. So far you can't see a door.
We did check if there was a door. There was
Yeah, I think I'm...
On this side, the side you're looking at currently. Say that again, sorry.
Remember, Rose, that Ariel and Tess are actually flying there. Right? We were flying.
Yes.
And we did a scouting mission to have a look. Did we not find any doors at all?
No.
Okay, but we found windows, right?
Well, what you can see through is the walls themselves. They're like really tall and icy, so they're quite see-through, so that's what you can peer through.
Okay, so we have a...
I mean, you can go and do another investigation around the sides if you want, but so far you found no doors.
I think that's fair enough.
What do you reckon? Belgraph blast?
Yeah, that's...
It was the last thing you said to me last week, so... Okay. It takes him a couple of goes, and he does manage to melt you a hole in the wall. It's not massive, you'll have to duck to get through it, but you can step through one by one. Ariel, obviously, you'll have no problem. And you can all squeeze through. So you find yourselves inside the icy fortress. I'm just going to swap some pictures around. I'll put up a picture for you guys so that you know vaguely what it looks like as well. Okay. Essentially what you're looking at is you're inside. It is like a fortress. It's a bit like a mansion castle, that kind of feel. The ceilings are quite tall and high and domed. The corridors are quite long and winding, but they all are ice and mirrored. You can sort of see many reflections of yourselves depending on where you look in which direction, and it takes you a little while to sort of realise which direction to go in, because as you look around it gets a little disorientating. But lots of long corridors you can look around in. Ariel stretches out to try and touch both sides of the hole. Look, guys, I'm big too. Alright then. So, you guys are currently inside. I believe I've got pictures somewhere for this.
Okay, are there any people?
Any people?
Yeah.
Do a perception check.
No, I was just asking the same. Auto perception as well then?
Yeah, anyone who wants to can do a perception.
Mine is no good.
7 for Cass.
Wait,
What? I think Cass will transform into a demon, like a type of demon that she thinks is in this part of.
Okay.
Demon.
Like one of the ones you saw when you were looking through first.
Was there any image the book was reading for this demon level?
Yes, there was. You've seen a couple through the walls when you went scouting.
Oh, okay.
Just at a distance.
So, yeah.
But there are also images in your book as well, so that will help you. Oh, Anna. Fine.
But 8 is better than 7.
Exactly. Yeah, you notice you have toes. Ooh!
Wait, I even have an advantage on it. I have advantage on perception. I still got 8.
Well, I'm hoping
Well
that Anna has shoes on, or you'd be rather cold.
Oh, yeah.
So you feel that you have toes, but then wiggle and it is good.
I feel they wiggle.
However, Ariel and Indy, who I keep forgetting to call Indy and accidentally nearly calling Needle, I'm very sorry. Needles would not have a 21 perception, I don't think.
Oh, hell no.
He's a special chap. Currently making an appearance in the Tuesday party. Woohoo! For anyone who didn't know about that, yes, they fought Needles last week and the week before, I think. Took a while.
Yep.
Took a while. He does not go down easy.
They fought Needles.
They fought with
the
Needles.
undead one.
Yeah,
Yes.
undead Needles.
Ooh, that's really fun.
Well, yes, from this side of the party. Like the Tuesday party had a bit of a struggle there. Hashtag swans.
Hashtag one. Yeah, swans and Tuesday party and chaos and finger of death, swans and yes. Many things. Meanwhile, you guys, safe in the Underrealm, away from the swans in an icy fortress. Don't make this dirty, Errol. Don't you do it. I can see what you're typing in chat. Don't you do it.
Too late.
It's far too late. It's far too late. Carnal Eclipse has stayed with you. Oh dear. The Theratas would consider. Oh. I give up. Honestly, it's terrible. So anyway, those of you who are looking around with the high perception, you notice that there are a few what looks like remains or bodies across in some of the corridors. They're not necessarily close to you, but because they're all quite see-through, you can see further ahead. The whole place isn't translucent. You have to sort of peer through the sort of cracked iciness, but you can see a few corridors ahead of you as you're going around. And the whole place is lit by a sort of bluey light that seems to come from the ice itself. Like, it's not brightly lit, but you can still see, and it's quite yeah, you wouldn't need dark vision or anything. It's fairly easy to see through. And you guys looking around can't see anything at the moment. A few darker shapes are moving further into this place, but they don't appear to be coming towards you. And nobody seems to have noticed that you've entered. It's not that bright. It's not so bright that Kess is hating it. Although it is blue, like the sword that she did not like.
No.
It reminds her of a sword.
Yeah. Kess hasn't thought about that sword for a while.
Here already. Why must we be here?
Well, you leapt into this portal.
I do believe it actually was Kiss's pick.
Okay, it's not that bright. It's just decently lit. So essentially, you guys are in a long corridor. It curves off round to the right and goes further into the fortress, or you can go straight to the left, and it curves around further down. It looks like you're on sort of one of the outsides, and you can take one of the two paths to head in. Yes, damn this decently lit place. So yeah.
Before we go through, can we fix a hole that's made, or is it
Can you fix the hole?
Yeah.
Arissa has mending.
Arissa does have mending, and so I'll say between her and Belgrath, like if he sort of casts a gentle flame to melt some of it, and she sort of mends it back together.
Okay.
I will do a. Okay.
Indy will help with that because she also has mending.
Oh, okay, cool. In which case, between the two of you, and I just rolled a 19, you managed to patch it up. It doesn't look as dodgy as, say, like putting a patch in the knee of your jeans. If you really looked, you could probably tell that the ice is a little rougher than the ice around it, but at a glance, it would do. It'd look all right. It's passable. It's fine. So, you've patched up the hole. You guys have a choice. Would you like to continue further down and go to the left, or would you like to turn immediately and go to the right?
Because let's roll a dice.
Yes. Okay, that was a 4. Which way does that mean?
The second one. Like, negative ones is the first, positive ones is the second. So the positive one for the second option.
So that's to the right, I presume.
To the right.
Okay.
Okay.
The right!
That
Right.
way.
So you guys curve off to the right, which leads you round to the side, immediately going round a corner. Again, fairly well lit passage, and you carry on down it. It's another straight one. It seems to be, again, it's all been carved into the ice, so it's as straight as it can be with a few kinks here and there. And as you walk down it, again, can't really hear or see anything particularly. And then as you turn with the corridor, who is at the front and who is at the back?
I'll be
Tess will
flying
be at the
front.
back.
Tess is at the back. Who was at the front, sorry?
Indy.
Indy.
Well,
I'll be
Indy's
in the
gonna-
middle.
Indy will be behind the pixie, but we'll have the skeleton right behind her.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we have Sir Skellington.
Oh
Yep.
god, yes, I forgot Sir Skellington, the one you used to harass Brookends before he got taken off.
Yep.
The one good thing about these people catching me is I don't have to put up with your shit anymore. Okay, so you and the skeleton, and technically Errol as well, although you're flying, so you and Indy can both share being in front, and Enna taking nice centre space in the middle. I will say Belgrath and Orissa will also be in the middle. Belgrath because he's squishy, and Orissa because she'll come and stand next to Enna. So, Cass, could you please do me a perception check?
Oh, no, it's...
It's okay, you've already rolled low, you can roll better, you'll be fine.
not yet. Ah, shit.
It's getting better. It's better than a 7.
I still had advantage on this.
Okay. Okay, Errol is sat on Indy's shoulder. Noted. Not the skeleton shoulder, just Indy's shoulder.
Yeah, because last time I sat on the skeleton and he started dancing.
That's true, you got knocked. Okay. So. Cass, you keep walking. Everything is fine. Indy and Ariel, can you do me perception checks?
Apparently not.
You're too distracted by being on the shoulder and watching the skeleton.
What's my...
That
Plus.
one, alright. Ariel, you are literally fixed on the skeleton, like, I don't want to go anywhere near that. That hurt. Oh, and a not nat 20 for Indy. There we go. See, it's all fine. Indy, you spot a small white creature go scuttling towards you. And it's about, probably about the size of both your hands put together. So not massive. And it's like small and white. And it's got big eyes and it's running at you along the floor. I love that a cat starts.
It's basically that.
Do I recognise it? Or what it would
It's a
be?
cat.
No, you would not recognise it.
Indy will get her weapons out and sort of nudge the pixie a bit and point it at the scuttling creature and go, do you want to see what that is?
So, nudging the skeleton.
No, the pixie on his on her
Oh, okay.
shoulder.
Sorry.
Wait, what did you say to me?
Do you want to check out what that thing is?
Okay. I'll try and take another look, I guess.
You would see better now, so you can roll again. But she is pointing for you. Sorry, Glenn. She is pointing for you, so you can sort of see it better.
22 total.
There you
I
go.
did see it better.
Well, you can see it. And in fact, all of you can now notice this small creature running on the floor towards you. I am going to put up a picture in the chat. And I'm also going to put up a picture.
I'll pull out song and dance.
Okay. And just while this loads, I'm going to put a picture up on this as well. So here we go. It is loading for you guys. Essentially, you guys see a small, furry, white creature running towards you. Here,
Oh god.
Oh,
It's a Furby.
it's so cute.
How did I know that would be Anna's reaction?
Just instantly adopt.
It's a Furby! It's the ruler of all chaos!
No.
So far the reactions are, "Oh, and kill it with fire!" And I'm pretty sure Belgrath will be shouting, "Nope, nope, nope, don't trust it, kill it with fire" as well.
Well, he'll be happily suggesting fire.
This is true. Remind me to put that, or someone else put a picture of that in the Sunday chat and see what his response is. So, this creature is scuttling towards you on the floor. It's got like tiny, tiny little horns on its head, little fangs, and tiny little spikes along its little arms. So yeah, probably about the size of a guinea pig, but a bit more rounded. And it runs towards you along the floor, and it stops right in front of you all.
I want to pet it.
Okay, Enna wants to pet it. So, Enna, would you like to roll me an animal handling check?
Yep. $17.
17. Okay. So what would you like to do? It's just in front of the whole group. You're going to have to barge your way past the skeleton and Indy and potentially Belgrath and Ariel as well.
Yeah, barge. And I just want to scratch it just underneath his chinny cheek area.
He's a bit fat, so it all sort of blends into one, chin cheek. His fluff.
His floof.
With Belgrath going, oh god, kill it, and it bends down and gives it a little scratchy under the chin. The creature raises an eyebrow at you.
Oh, that's quite nice, actually. Oh, that's quite nice. Yeah, that's
Yay!
that's quite nice.
Yeah, and it sort of scritches with its back leg on the floor. Is it taller than you, Ariel? How tall are you again, Ariel?
I am 8 inches.
No, it's just a little bit. It's probably longer than you in its body, but it's shorter than you. It's probably about half your height on its legs.
I'm sorry. So I just said I am 8 inches without context. Erin heard that, and she's like,
Well, I didn't hear her roar with laughter, so that's good.
Oh my god!
sorry, I couldn't keep it together after that. Okay. Focus.
I'm just hoping that Belgrath is going to respond to the chat. I've tagged him. Kess is now apparently thinking, ugh, annoying squishlings everywhere. So Enna is scritching this creature. He's gone,
Oh, yeah.
and seems to be enjoying its scritches. What would the rest of you like to do?
Indy's going to pop down and just look at the creature. You're a strange one.
Me? Me strange? I think you'll find you are the strange ones, stranger, in our house.
We just came to visit.
Say that again, Kess.
They are my guests, says Cass, while disguised as a demon.
Okay. Do me a deception check.
Oh god, please.
This is not the time for the nat one.
Or is it exactly
it's okay.
the time?
No. This.
I have a pygmy puff cheering you on my desk. It helps.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, this is okay.
Okay. One sec.
We are not dead yet.
The creature raises its eyebrow at you, Kess, and opens its mouth in a big smile, and you can see lots of little pointed fangs. It says, "Oh, hi. So where are you headed?"
Well, I have an errand on. Oh, Rosie, I can't remember the purple. What is the name of Rosie? What is the name of the purple? The pride. A hill.
A hail. Sorry, I had a mouthful. I couldn't respond. I did type.
She tried so hard and got so far.
You see, I have an errand to do on a hill, and I am just on my way to find this stupid portal there, but I forgot where it was. Could you remind me?
No. Oh wow. Have you been away for a while?
Yes, I have to travel a lot on business, as you can see from my that I carry with.
Oh dear. Belgraph loves it. Oh dear. Alright. Tell him we all assumed he would want to kill it with fire. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you must have been. I mean, well, if you've got business on a hail, I'm really sorry to tell you, they've closed all the portals again. You know how it is. Politics. What are you gonna do? They won't let anyone leave again.
Do you know of any way to get through the stupid portal closure, like any other way?
Well, there's only the one set of portals down here, and we're gonna have to wait for them to make their mind up again before they'll open them. They refuse to let them open because they won't let anyone leave till they've made a decision. I think there's still voting going on, but it's the hung parliament right now, so who knows?
all these stupid people who can't make a decision. Well, in any case, do you think there is a way to temporarily activate that? You know, I could make a little deal with you if you would be interested.
Oh, well, that's a proposition and a half. What sort of deal might you be interested in?
It depends what you're interested in. There must be something that you want, right? Something that I could help you with. I've got a few capable people here with me.
I like souls.
You like what?
Souls! And it gives you a really big grin with all his little teeth.
Right. Yes, of course.
We can have yours join a few.
Yes, I'm sure we could supply you with soul lord.
Just one or two. They would fill me up nicely. I don't normally get many because most other folks here is bigger than I am, so they get there first. So
yes, of course.
So there's little floofs that are bigger than you?
I am the littlest floof.
Oh my god, I want to see the big floof.
Oh, do you wanna come and meet them? We all sort of hang out in our own little corner. If you want to come and say hi.
Thank you. I mean, not right now. Not right. Our priority is getting through this. Maybe another day we'll come.
Well,
we are in a bit of a hurry.
I mean, the portal's going to be shut until they've decided what to do, and so, you know.
Where can we find the people that decide about opening the portals?
Well, they're in the big voting chamber right now, and they don't let anybody in because they're conferencing. So there'll be at least another half an hour. Are you sure you don't want to come to my sitting room? It's very nice.
I'd say we throw it up for the vote then, and then charge into the conference room after.
Right. So is there no possibility, as you said, to make a deal and temporarily activate? Or is there a different person to make a deal?
Well, I'm not really big enough or clever enough to be able to activate the portals on my own, but
if you could find some souls for my big brother and my bigger big brother, I'm sure that between us we could make a towering pile of, as your friend called it, floofs, and then maybe they could help you out.
Right, how many souls in
Well, I only need 1 or 2 to fill me up, so maybe 3 or 4 or 5 between the other 2. Call it an even 8.
Quite a few. I guess we'll just have to see.
Well, we can see if you like. Oh, do you want to come and meet them then?
Indy's going to smile and go, I see no harm in it.
Yeah, so why not meet your little brother?
Yeah.
Okay. I hope you're all alright with crawling, because the holes we build are quite small for you.
Small, you say?
Well, not for you. You're a little person too. You'll be fine. Sometimes it is good to be small.
Belgrath's response was, I mean, why? Why would I want to kill it? What did it do? I'm mad, not a psychopath. To which the pixie has said, it showed up and looked like a Furby. And then Arissa has chimed in, kill the Furby!
No!
I expected that to go the other way around.
I would have
honestly.
expected that the other way around, I'll be honest. But here we are. Belgrath will be holding Arissa back. Arissa has a problem with Furbies. And Indy is going to crawl behind Arissa. Is this for any particular reason, or just
Indy's
want to
going to
get a nice
enjoy
look
the
at her
view.
behind?
Indy will enjoy the view while she's crying.
Alright, that's fine. So the little creature hops along and scuttles to a tiny little opening in the ice in one of the walls, and it squeezes through it. It's big enough for you guys to crawl through, but it is a tight squeeze. And you get through into this little corridor, and you keep having to crawl down it. It seems as if this corridor has been built within the very walls of ice themselves. It's quite strange. It's in a way claustrophobic, and in a way not. As you guys are crawling through, you can see out and around you, like the ice is still quite see-through, if a little hazy in here. So you can see out, you can see through into different corridors and places and what looks like some rooms that are more frosted glass kind of look. But you can still feel yourselves crouching and crawling, so it's a very odd sensation. Indy crawling behind Arissa, sort of drooling a little bit. And Ariel just fluttering along, feeling no problem whatsoever. And Enna at the front, I assume, following behind the little Furby.
Yeah.
In at least the way with little Furby. I remind you all to double check all the gifts you were given from Urfel. Enna, you probably won't be feeling like you need yours at the moment, but you do have nuggets of friendship which you can feed to any creature and it will befriend you. You'll befriend it.
Put on my Googles. I will put on my Googles. Yeah.
Just to make the world a little bit darker.
Yes, they should help.
Kess just has a dark cloud around her at all times.
So you guys follow along, and after about maybe 10-15 minutes you curve around some corridors and you come to a big round opening, and the little squiggle at the front climbs through and you guys all go downwards a little bit. Can everybody please make me a dexterity check?
Dex. Oh yeah, I don't mind those.
I do.
Okay, doing well so far. Apart from
And
Indy.
I'm presuming I've got to do one for the skeleton as well.
Yes. Indy is distracted by Arissa in front of her. And apparently so is Kess. Kess puts her dark goggles on, and as the world goes a bit darker, the ground at her feet sort of moves away and whoa, starts sliding a little bit. 15 for the skeleton. Okay, so the skeleton does better than Indy. So it is bony though, so it can sort of scratch in. So as you guys are starting to crawl, the tunnel heads downwards very suddenly and almost quite steeply. The little floof ball in front of you, Enna, goes woohoo, and like curls up into a ball and goes ding 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 and sort of rolls down.
That was super cute.
Enna very excitedly crawls afterwards, no problem, get to the bottom of the tunnel. Ariel, you managed to, without sliding too much, go flying down. The skeleton sort of catches himself and crawls downwards. Indy and Kess end up in a sort of bottleneck at the bottom, sliding into each other where you've just lost your hands, crawling and end up face down at the bottom of this essentially chute. You guys come out, and I think I have a picture somewhere for you of what it looks like. Here you are. Just let that load for you. There you go. So, you guys find yourselves in an icy living room. It is more frosty ice around here, so you can't see through all the walls. Essentially, it's a big, large burrow. You get the impression it may be underneath the fortress because of how wide it is. You're clearly not in the walls anymore. There are lots of seats in various different sizes and shapes. There appears to be a little bar with a small fluffy thing behind it pouring drinks. There's a big white shaggy rug in the middle, which looks as if it might be made of some sort of maybe polar bear skin, something like that. And there's little lights lighting up the place in that eerie light blue. And there's little sort of pillows in the corners and various different floofs in many different sizes. The biggest one is probably about half the size of you, Enna. So it's a big round ball that's probably about 1 meter tall. So like 1 meter rounded in all directions.
Oh my god.
I think we just died and went to Enna heaven.
Yeah. Yep. This is great.
As you guys enter and the little squiggly in front of you rolls into the room, you hear a resounding chorus, Ziggy! So your companion, his name is Ziggy, and he has led you here. He shakes himself off and sort of stands up again. Come on then! And he leads you guys over to the bar, where he jumps up onto a little seat and says, on me! They can have whatever they like. We have guests. Welcome back, Kess. You guys have been invited over to the bar where your companion, whose name is Ziggy, the little fluffy white thing, has said he'll buy you all a drink. Uh-oh, India's typing.
I'll just say it because it'll be faster. Indy's going to stand up, smile, and then walk over to the bar, propping both elbows up on it, and go, well, aren't you the polite gentleman?
Is this to Ziggy?
Yep.
Okay. The bar itself, the barkeep behind it is one of the bigger balls of floof. It's probably about half the size of Enna, so about 1 meter rounded. I keep wanting to say 1 meter squared. I mean 1 meter rounded. And the bar top, it's in a curve. So you guys can all sit on the bigger seats and you can lean on it where it's about the right height for you. And then it slowly dips. And there are seats getting smaller and smaller to get level with it. And Ziggy has sat on the smallest seat down the very end and is leaning his own little elbow on the other end of the bar. He gets brought a tiny little shot glass with something white inside it, which he downs. And he breathes out a blast of sort of icy breath, which goes for about 2 centimetres in front of him. No, it's not milk, but it does look a bit like milk. Sort of thinned down milk, watery milk, but less curdled than that. In response to you smacking his lips, he looks up the curve of the bar and says, well, friendly people shall get friendly service.
Oh, warm for you. He looks at Cass as you ask for anything warm. Well, and he sort of gestures with his tiny little paw around at the room. You see, we tend to keep warm things away. One bad spillage and the whole floor could go under, you see. We could probably mix you up something lukewarm. Would that be of any use?
Better than nothing.
Fast as you can, barkeep. And he taps on the bar, and the barkeep, sort of fluffy, rolls and shuffles off to the side of the bar with his back to you and starts making things. And he brings you, Cass, in a mug. It's similar to sort of herbal tea, but it is lukewarm, so it's not hot, it is lukewarm. And it looks around at the rest of you. It's got big sort of blinky eyes again, and says, what would you guys like?
Something liquid.
Indy is looking at Ziggy's glass. Oh, you're asking what he had?
Yep.
The barkeep's secret recipe. He won't tell us what it's called. It's good though. Fancy a shot? I'll do one with you.
I'll take you up on that offer.
Chin chin! And a bottle with a big black cross on it, and a big label stuck onto it that says "Do not touch," and another one underneath that says "I mean it." And as he pours it, you can see on the back there's another label that says "Especially you, Ziggy." And you are poured a shot glass. It's big enough for you, your shot glass. Ziggy has poured a tiny little one. It is probably about the size of a thimble, the glass he's drinking out of. And
can I take one of those shots?
Yeah, sure. Lines them up, gives you one as well. The barkeep will look around. Anyone else?
Yes, please.
Enna, all right, you're given a white shot.
Shot.
Shots! Shouts Ziggy, just as the appropriate tune comes on in the radio in the background as well. And he raises his tiny little glass. Cheers! And next his.
Indy will do the same.
I'll join in.
Okay, so Indy, Ariel, and Enna, could you all do me a constitution check, please? Just a check, not a save.
We're all gonna die.
Ooh, that's 20. 11, that's alright.
Constitution?
Yep.
Oh yeah, this is so going.
4 total. Cass, if you're taking one of the white shots, you will need a constitution check. If you are not, then don't worry about it. Your tea is fine. Then you're fine. Indy, you take the shot, and at exactly the same time, you and little Ziggy go, and you feel this, like, it's almost like the feeling of a burp or a hiccup that immediately comes out of you as a reaction. But for you, about maybe a foot in front of your face, this blast of icy wind comes out of your mouth, and you can feel it like rattling your teeth as it goes past, like it's kind of cool, literally. And Ziggy puts down his little thimble. Ha! High five! And he like runs along the bar and holds out his little paw.
Indy holds her fingers out for him to high five.
Tiniest high five ever. Enna, you feel your stomach start to rumble. And for a second you feel like you're going to be sick, but you catch it and you're fine. Just a little sudden piece of nausea, and you do a very small little hiccup sort of, and a sort of piece of icy wind comes out of your nostrils, sort of.
Sexy.
Like a hiccup sneeze. Ziggy sort of sits on the bar in front of you and goes, never mind, it's not to everybody's taste. And Ariel, with your 4. After Fight Club, Pixie has decided he likes alcohol. Yep, that is fine. So, Ariel, you
do feel very sick. You feel this cold, bubbling feeling in the pit of your tiny little stomach. And as you think, oh god, I'm gonna hell, what would you like to do? You've got about 2 seconds. What would you like to do? You think you're going to be sick.
I guess, like, hold my hands around my mouth and, like, look down.
You want to try and swallow it?
Yeah.
Okay. So Errol, you essentially sick up this icy. It's like why is there a gif of a rainbow puke? Yes, Cass, there is a tiny little vomiting pixie hovering. I've seen you hovering in the air. Or are you on Indy's shoulder still?
Yes.
You're on the shoulder. Okay. Indy, you just hear a sudden and onto your shoulder, through a few of your fingers, a little bit of like it's like you're throwing up a slushy, but it's sort of like white, milky coloured, and it doesn't really taste of very much. The drink itself sort of tasted watery, but yeah, you sort of essentially throw up slushy, and your insides feel a bit cold.
No.
Indy's just gonna look at the pixie and go, clean that up.
Let me quickly check what I have to do that. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna cast Umbral Hand, which is a mage hand, basically.
Okay.
And that's gonna like scoop it all up and like disappear with it out of the window.
Okay, that is fine. Alright, so you sicked up your sushi. You guys are sitting at the bar. There is some music going on. There is various different floofs. Ziggy is sitting on the bar in front of you. Cass, you're reading through Urfel's book about portals. Cass, do me an investigation check with advantage just while you're flicking through. While she's doing that, is there anything anyone else would like to do while you are here? Apart from talk to all the fluffies.
So Indy's gonna pull her chess set out and just put the board onto the bar and look at Ziggy and go, I've got a game I could challenge you to if you feel up to it.
Ziggy is looking at all the pieces that are almost as big as him and sort of going, what's that?
Well, I was thinking of using the board and we can put the shot glasses on it.
Okay. Do we just drink?
Well, if you take one of my pieces, then I drink, and if I take one of your pieces...
Cool. So is it last man standing, or is it try and survive to the end of the game?
Whichever comes first.
Oh. And I can pick the drink?
Yep.
Barky! 2 bottles, please, good sir.
Deathmatch. Okay, while the barkeeper's setting this up with all the shot glasses, you take pretty much almost all of his shot glasses to line this all up on the chess game. He does make them 2 different colours. They've got like frosted glass and see-through glass. Indy, would you like to be... Shut! Would you like to be the frosted glass or the clear glass?
Indy will take the frosted glasses.
Okay. Indy is the frosted glass, okay? So, you'll get set up. At this point, a lot of the other floofs are crowding around to come and have a look, and you get asked, Can we move this so we can all have a look? Can we?
by a lot of the big floofs, and they start to carry the chess table into the middle of the room onto a sort of low coffee table where there's seats all around it so everyone can spectate.
Indy takes a seat.
Okay. Kess, meanwhile, with that, you are flicking through the book and you stop on the page about portals. You do some reading and some research, and you find that the layer of a hail is the layer of pride, which is associated with the colour purple. Yes, I'm not being very subtle. Brakenza Hal of a hail is Tabwen and therefore purple. I'm not sorry.
Yeah.
So that will be the portal. That will be the portal you will need to step through.
But the question, was there anything about how to activate?
So the last bit again, you broke up a little bit.
Is there anything there about how to activate the portal, or what sort of?
Not that you can find. It speaks about them as though they will always be active. It mentions that there's some on every layer which can get you to anywhere at all. So you can get back to the beginning, you can get down to the lowest layer, you can get anywhere from anywhere. A bit like elevators. It doesn't mention that how to fix them or anything.
Does it say where it is on the layer?
Yes, it says in this layer of Qualar, it says that all the portals are found in the back hall, which is a part of the gathering chamber.
Okay. Okay, at least we know the location.
So,
and is there anything else about the politics of these people, of why they are trying to have a vote or anything?
What you have learned about Qualar is that currently their one true leader is in a deep slumber, having feasted on the soul of a dragon, and is sleeping on its hoard and is rumoured to be awaking any day now. From what you can understand of the book, other demons and creatures have come up and tried to take over in his absence, but there's always squabbling amongst the creatures down here over who has hierarchy, and it seems that once you get to a position of power you have to fight to keep it.
Trial by combat, like their style.
Essentially yes. This is indie right now. I'm loving this gift. Hey, you know what's fun? Alcohol. This is so the opposite of the Theritas. He would be sat down the end of the bar right now, face palming. And this is why it's a Sunday party. Okay, so for this game, I will say do a wisdom check, and I will do one too with my nice dice.
Right, yo.
Sorry. This is my nice dice, this is my new dice. The first roll was a net 20, I'm very happy. Okay, so in the first few moves, Ziggy ends up taking one of your pieces. Now, that means that Ziggy gets to shot, or do you shot it?
Indy gets to shot it.
Okay, so you shot it. Can you do me another constitution check? Just a check at this point, it's not strong enough for a save.
That will be a 12.
Okay. You feel that rising sensation of sort of, oh god, I need to burp or hiccup or something. But it's not as strong as last time, and you sort of hiccup, and out comes a sort of, like a sort of splutter of icy breath. Do me another wisdom check. I'll use my other dice, only to be fair. Oh! Yeah, I got a 7, so you will take one of the little flute pieces, and just to be fair, I'll do him a con check. He drinks, puts it down, and a little icy breath comes out. Again, it's only about 2 centimetres out of his face. It's like this tiniest little thing. Meanwhile, Enna, you have been approached by a couple of medium to large floofs who are crowding around the table near you. And one little one, who's a little bit smaller than Ziggy, a little bit bigger than Ziggy, rather, he's the smallest, sort of comes shuffling up and sort of pokes you on the knee and goes,
You're weird.
and then the big one comes along and just goes,
Language.
I wanna pick him up and put him on my knee and just start stroking him.
Okay. Do a animal handling check with advantage for this one. And Indy, roll your next wisdom check while she's doing that.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
What's adding to that? That's not going to save me. So that was a 6.
Alright, hang on, let me roll mine. And with that, the little creature is... Oh! Only just! I got a 10. I'm going to say you make a couple of moves and nobody takes a piece this round. You're sort of dancing around each other on the board. Enna, yeah, with that, you pick up the little floof. The big floof is sort of leaning against your leg, just keeping an eye on the smaller floof, which you assume is its child. And you sort of give it a little scritch, and it starts to make a sort of noise.
I just want to keep patting him and then pet the bigger one as well, just like a pat on the head.
The big one makes a sort of strange noise. It's like a purr. You can feel it sort of vibrating through its body. It sort of makes a... It feels like a purr, but it sounds like a...
Oh my god, I love you.
Well, we've only just met, but you seem alright.
Yay!
Okay. Indy, do me another wisdom. Errol, is there anything you would like to be doing?
Hey, I just met you. This is crazy. Let me pet you. Be my fluffy baby.
So 13 that roll.
Ah! I got a 2. So you managed to take one of his pieces. He sways a little after he drinks this shot. A little tiny little sort of blast of comes out of his face. Okay, Errol, remind me where you got the brass bottle from, because that notepad is in the other room. He's on mute.
I was muted.
That's okay. Remind me where you got your brass bottle from, because that note is in the other room.
I stole that from the tomb in Rag.
Oh god, yes! Oh man. That was a while ago. Yes. Okay. It does seem magical. If you would like, you can spend a little while properly looking at it, and you can do an Arcana check to check what it is.
Yes, please.
Okay.
In that case, I'm gonna have to check my Arcana. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Well, I have a -1 in Arcana, so technically I could roll a 0.
You could try anyway, and you can always give it to someone who can look at it for you as well.
Ooh. Okay, that might be good.
Okay. I rolled a 19, got an 18. At least you didn't roll a nat 20. Okay, so Errol, you sit there and you have a look at it. It's quite small, and it's definitely got some sort of magical substance in it. As you peer at it and you have a proper look, it begins to remind you of a potion you've I'm going to say without Arcana check, you've probably seen one of these before, you may not have used it. This is a growth potion. You're not 100% sure how it works, but as far as you can remember, you or someone else takes a swig and they will grow to a very large size temporarily.
Ooh. That's the good stuff.
I'll just put that as a tag so that neither of us will forget.
This channel we can even pin stuff.
Oh yeah, we haven't used up all the pins yet. Oh god. So yeah, so you have a look at that. Indy, can you do me one final wisdom? And I will do one too. I nat wand.
Sorry, was that a roll for Indy?
Yes. But I think you'll beat me because I got a nat one.
Easy then. Because that would have been a 17 off the top of my head.
Marvellous.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so
Just about beats it.
Indy wins the game, and little Ziggy Floof is doing okay. He's a little Ziggy Swayy Floof. And they all sort of look on in awe. They all sort of cheer you. You get a few fluffy paws clapping you on the back. Ziggy reached out his hand to shake yours.
Well,
Indy.
a worthy victory and a fun game. I like this game. This is a good game.
Indy will smile and go, "It is a very fun one." Shake his hands, and then hand her spare shots off to the other big floofs.
The big floofs all drink some of the shots, and a lot of the big floofs start dancing around on the floor. You are invited to join them if anyone would like to dance with the floofs.
Indy will join and dance.
I'll dance too.
Errol will dance with the floofs.
No, I'm hella dancing.
Enna dances. The little one that's in your lap jumps off and sort of pulls on your sort of boot or sock or trouser, whichever is closest, and will sort of pull you over and dance around as well.
Yay!
Cass definitely doesn't dance. Humph.
Can I like pixie dust Cass so that we can twirl it around on the dance floor?
Sure. Cass, do me a strength check.
My strength. Surely it's dexterity.
Strength at the moment for what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Cass.
Okay. Cass, you are lifted off the ground, unable to sort of pull back, and he starts. Is this Indy dancing around? I love how every time Indy is pictured, she's just wearing less and less clothes. I love it. Cass, you are lifted off the floor and you start rotating slowly on the spot in defiance of Ariel's pixie dust. So you've just got like Indy like, yeah, woo, yeah, and like Enna and Arissa getting all into it, and Belgraph sort of awkwardly doing the two-step amid some floofs, and Ariel spinning about, and then you just got Kez sort of slowly rotating in the middle of the dance floor like, this is hell, this is hell, this is...
Hey, that was what we expected when we came here.
As you guys are dancing and Kess, you're rotating, Ziggy bounces up and down on the floor in front of you, Kess, and says,
Hello, this is my big brother,
and he points to a slightly bigger floof,
and this is my bigger brother.
and he points to one of the even bigger floofs, and they are standing in front of you, watching you revolve, sort of their eyes sort of following you round and round and round very slowly. So Ziggy says,
this is my bigger brother, and he is called Tiggy, and this is my biggest brother, and he is called Kiggy.
I like Geggy.
He's the biggest one.
And they are here to help with all of your
And he like puts his paw up in front of his mouth and in a slightly drunken way, very loudly whispers, "Portal needs!" So, Cass, you are revolving slowly on the spot, and Ziggy sort of points at the two brothers and waits for you to revolve back again, and says, "Yep, they're here to help with your portal needs," nice and loudly, as people around you are dancing joyfully.
I'm definitely not dancing. Don't interpret this as dancing. Okay. But yes, I could. I'm not dancing, but I could certainly use with the right. So you just need a couple of swords. Is that it?
Sure looks like dancing, says Ariel.
Just shut up, Arrow.
Says Cass as she revolves slowly past him on the spot. Can you repeat the last bit you said, Cass? You cut out a tiny bit. So you could certainly use help with.
The portal activating. And they use just a couple. They need just a couple souls in it.
Yes, Tiggy says he would be happy with 2, and Kiggy would like 3, and I can ration myself to 1, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6. We will, of course, require payment up front.
I'm not sure we can be fooling up front. That would be quite foolish.
About half now as a down payment and the rest upon completion of the job.
Suppose that sounds.
Then we have a deal.
And he holds out his little paw to you.
Yes, I will shake the paw and come.
Cass manages to catch the paw as she is revolving slowly. Shakes the paw. Cass, do me an Arcana check.
Oh, I just made a demon build. My Arcana is not very
good. No matter how cute and fluffy, there's still a demon. 17. Okay. You shake the paw, and you feel the magical contract seal. It's hard to describe other than that. You know magic, you know how it feels. The creature isn't looking at you with malice or sinisterness. You just suddenly, in your head, go, "I just made a deal with a demon." It's not a terrible deal. It's fairly easy to do. But yeah, you now have a seal upon you that means you have to complete this deal. You are not sure what would happen if you did not. But you know there may be consequences.
Yeah. Okay, so do I have to pay this or try to capture and use? Or
say that last bit again.
Do I pay the souls right now, or have they already been paid?
We will take 3 now as a down payment, and the 3 when we have completed the task. Tiggy and Ziggy and Kiggy are on the case, and my 2 big and bigger brothers inform me that actually the portals are not that complicated. I just need to get up high and fiddle about with some of the wiring. So they are going to stack me on top of their shoulders, and I shall root around and fix it. But only temporarily, because it will set off an alarm and they will all come running. So you will need to be super quick.
Right. That sounds reasonable. Hey, Rosie.
3 souls now then, please.
Rosie, can I pay them?
Just open your soul wallet. Sell them.
My soul pack.
The 3 of them sort of
hold out
their hands.
Yep.
Well, the 3 of them hold out their paws, and You get the impression, again, just from like how they're being, if you agree, then you will lose some of the souls you've collected. You get the impression they can tell you have souls on your person.
Sorry, I get the impression.
You get the impression that they can sense you have souls about your person.
Okay. Yeah, so I will transfer them
Okay, so you give them one each.
to 3 in total.
Okay.
My taste is so...
Everybody, including... Actually, no, Cass, you don't need to. Everybody else, could you do me a perception check, please?
I don't need to do a person.
Perception?
Yes, perception, please.
Indy's too busy dancing.
Okay. Sorry, my Discord is rolling slowly. Sorry, loading slowly. There we go. Okay. So, Indy, yes, you're too distracted dancing. Enna, you are a little distracted dancing with the floofs as well. However, Ariel and Kess, you notice, and it's the first time. Well, for Ariel, this is the first time. Kess, you've probably thought this the whole time. It's the first time these creatures have looked a little odd/sinister. Kess transfers the souls to them, one each, and their eyes get really wide and really black. And they open their mouths, and they sort of make a sort of noise. And
Oh shit, they went Furby to Kirby.
they went Furby to Gremlin. Don't feed them. What time is it? Is it after midnight? Shit. They inhale these souls. And with a wisp of sort of sulphur in the air from these souls, they disappear. Ziggy now has a little fat tummy. He's got a little pot belly from where his soul. He's got a little fat soul in him. The other two don't look a great deal different that you can tell, but they've all, for a moment, their eyes are really wide. So, yes, like that, but with smaller ears. Oh my god, those teeth! That's really creepy. But yeah, essentially, and they blink their eyes at you for a few seconds. Ariel noticed this as well, and they're smiling, and then their eyes return to sort of normal. They were black anyway, but they sort of shrink down back to the normal size, and they just sort of grin.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Of course, let's get this done now, shall we?
Alrighty. So,
And they look around, and Ziggy calls to you.
right, everyone who's come into the portal, chop chop, let's go, tally-ho!
Ariel is asking Enna and Indy, did you see them get all demonic too?
I just saw cuteness after cuteness. That's all I saw.
Indy's going to shrug and... Well, they are demons, are they not?
Yeah, good point, well made, good point.
Unfortunately, we cannot allow that point to be made.
So, all of you are going to follow. Enna, would you like to bring the little dancing thing with you? It's sort of happy to sit in your arm if you want to carry it with you.
Oh my god, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
It's bigger than Ziggy, but not as big as his big brother Tiggy. So, sort of somewhere in the middle, if you will. If you ask for its name, it will tell you that its name is Jiggly.
Pigly.
No,
God.
Jiggly.
Jiggly. Okay, I love you, Jiggly.
I love you too, Scratchy Lady.
These are demons.
I I like that he calls me Scratchy Lady.
Yeah, your new name is Scratchy Lady.
Yeah. Don't piss me off, bitch.
Look at that gift.
Right, not gonna do that whole song. So you guys are led off by the 3 floofs are going to go at the front. The little jiggly one is going to hang out with you, Enna. And, God, what meme is this going to be? Oh my God, that's a big Jigglypuff! That Jigglypuff is too big to be allowed. I don't like it. It's like, no, Jigglypuff, no! So yeah, the 3 floofs lead the way. You head out of another little corridor. Again, you're going to have to all crawl on your hands and knees. You all go upwards. And you get into, when they eat too many souls, they smell up big Jigglypuff! You guys find yourselves in another corridor, you're crawling through the walls, and again, it's another tight squeeze, and again, it's odd. If it was a complete tunnel and it was closed in, it'd be very claustrophobic, but again, you've got this sort of weird, icy glassiness, so you can sort of see through it, and it gives you a feeling of more air than you actually have. The coldness as well hits you as well on your hands and knees, but actually the cold air again makes you feel less claustrophobic as well. So in a way, it's nice if you're going to be in a tight tunnel, and this is the best way to do it. So you carry on for another sort of half an hour or so, crawling along, twisting and turning. You're going upwards and into the walls, and you go up even further as well, and it seems as though you're going higher up into the fortress itself. Anyone who, I'm sorry, I may be eliminating anyone not from the UK here. Anyone seen Jungle Run, the TV show?
No.
Nope.
Nobody. Oh, God. Basically, there was this really awesome TV show that I wish I could host. One of the things that these kids had to do was a level where they were underground, and it took me longer than I'm proud of to realise that they weren't really underground, and there was a whole side taken off so that the cameras could film them. But essentially they were in a maze and they had to crawl up tunnels and round and through places, but you could see into it. So that's essentially what you guys are doing, which saves me having to go look for a Google image to share for you. So you guys crawl on up through there and you find your way. I'm just going to put him back up. There we go. Little Jiggly. There he is, little Jiggly. There we go. So that Jungle Run show is only 3 years younger than you.
Yep.
How old are you?
I'm 22.
Oh my God, I'm old.
You're only 22.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I
The
didn't
nicest
realize
possible
you
way,
were
you're
that
very mature.
young. Wow.
Well, I think we all discovered something about ourselves today. Namely that I am old.
Y'all ancient.
A kid at work reminded me I was old today because he was talking about Harry Potter, and I said, oh yeah, I went to the midnight book release. What? You're so old! I was like, thanks, child. God. You know
Did
nothing.
you get the stabbing it deserved?
Yeah, well, he didn't escape, so yeah. Anyway,
That's as close as you get to murdering them in your field, right?
I'm just going to leave that there. I'm not going to explain what I do to anyone. You can figure it out. Oh no. God, are you feeling old as well? Yeah, me too. For those of you who can't see, Glenn just put up a lovely gif of a guy with a Zimmer frame looking really old. I was like, yeah, same. So, sorry, you guys head on up. You're actually on about the 3rd or 4th layer of the fortress, and you can tell you're up quite high because as you look, you can see it's a little eerie. You can see through the floor. Not completely, again, it's quite frosted over, like looking through ice on the very top of a lake. But you can make out that there's a drop below, and another floor, and another floor, and another floor. And you can see things off to the side. As you guys move through, you can see that you are coming out to another tunnel, and there's a little opening with a big sort of icy glass door. And the 3 floofs ahead of you push it open carefully. And, oh God, found a picture of Glyn. What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? It's a fossil! Glyn, how old are you?
33.
I'm not that far behind. I'm not that far behind you, man. Anyway, so right, yes, I'm into D&D. We're young. We are young at heart. We are still nerdy teenagers. This is fine. We don't need to adult. Fine. So the door opens and Jiggly turns around and puts his little paw up on his mouth and goes, "Shh! Quiet! They'll hear us." And for anyone who couldn't understand that whisper, it was quiet, shh, they'll hear us. So can everybody please roll a stealth check for me?
Ooh.
I still have a spell slot, so how about I just cast it out of choice?
Yeah, you can do, which will give, if you want to give it to everybody, it'll give them a plus 10, I believe.
Yeah, everybody.
Did she cast it? Sound cut out.
Yes, so you've all got a plus 10.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, that's a very good thing.
Uh-oh, did everybody roll 2? Sorry, did everybody roll too low? Ooh, a nat 20!
Oh, I'm gonna do the maths here. Yeah, I like this. That is a 49 total.
Bloody Nora. Errol, to be fair, you are bloody tiny.
Yep.
It would be very hard for you to stealth badly. Unlike paladins, who occasionally clang, 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 clang their way into rooms.
Well, Lindy's not a paladin, but she suffers the same problem.
It's fine. I'm ragging on Betheritas because he's not here. Clang, clang, clang. Oh, look, it's Bertie. Clang, 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 clang.
Well, to be honest, Lindy actually does have a decent stealth. It's just she has to freaking roll disadvantage all the time.
Aww.
There's church bells that are more stealthy than fucking Verti at some points. Oh, yeah.
But that's why he goes first. He doesn't want to be stealthy. He wants people to see him.
Can I point out, he suffers disadvantage permanently on stealth, and his stealth is shit to begin with. So.
Oh boy. Anna, can you do your stealth?
Are we adding
Add a
Cass's
plus
thing
10.
to it?
Add a plus 10
okay.
because, Cass doesn't pass that trait.
Perfect.
Oh, nice! So, you have all succeeded. Well done, particularly Errol, who seems to just disappear into the night. I'm going to say the skeleton is fairly stealthy because it basically weighs next to nothing, and I'm assuming you're still bringing it with you?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. You can roll for it if you would like. I will be pleasant to you if you like, though. Alright, just roll these. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, those guys.
The skeleton is also extremely happy,
Okay.
because that would have been a 14 skeleton, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Just math it. Yeah, there's a 14 for the skeleton.
Okay. Anna, if you have to run off, you can do, but we'll probably only be another 15 minutes if you want to hang on.
How long? Sorry, you cut out a bit.
About another 15 minutes if you want to hang on.
I'll hang on.
Okay. If you need to, do go if you need to, but just let me know
No,
fun, so I don't ask you things.
15 minutes is fine.
Okay. Well, it depends how stealthy you are. But you've all succeeded in being stealthy, so at the moment you're fine. And the floofs have done very well. The floofs, by the way, have a crazy advantage in stealth because essentially they're just balls of fluff. So it's just like it's like permanently pad, 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 pad. So it's very lovely. And they can roll as well, which is like you can't hear them. It's great. I would love to be a ball of floof. It'd be great. Lifetime ambition for me, ball of floof. So you guys crawl along, and it turns out, as you can tell, you're under the floor in some sort of room, and you begin to realise that this must be some sort of chamber because you can hear a lot of voices and they're arguing in a lot of different languages, some of which some of you can understand, some of which they can't. The general gist seems to be that there is two different sides arguing, and they're arguing over leadership. You keep hearing people shouting, but he's asleep, and we must wait, and law and order and respect, and then you hear waited long enough and someone else, and in the meantime, and what are we gonna do, and no one gets out till we decide, and then more ragamuffin and everyone shouting. Above you, which is where their floor is and your ceiling is that you're crawling under, it is completely frosted, so you can't see up and they can't see you. It's very, very thick. And I love that, Cass. Just, well, let's sneak past this clusterfuck. That's just the best comment in the world. I'm just going to take a picture of that and send it to my friend. Oh, I love the comments. They're amazing. Did you say no need to deal with Demon Brexit? Oh, we just got
Well, that's the analogy, isn't it? They just can't agree. And it's a hung parliament.
I'm not gonna lie, didn't even think of that. And I'm gonna pretend I thought about it the whole time. Yeah, totally! I'm being political. I'm making a statement. Right, D&D game, that's totally what I'm doing. Yeah. Yeah. There's one that looks like Theresa May and everything. And there's that other guy who I can't remember the name of. And yeah. Yeah, you hear someone shouting, but we must leave! And someone shouting, but you can't leave! And then someone else shouting, yeah, the portals are shut. Essentially you get the impression, as Ziggy had said, they have temporarily shut all the portals until this decision can be made. And you can hear people shouting about how they have business and they have dealings on other floors and can we just get this over with? And it's a struggle for leadership. It seems that they are taking another vote and things all fall very silent for a moment. And then as you're crawling through, it's a big chamber. It takes you about 5 minutes to crawl from one end to the other under the floor. You hear counting up happening, and then you hear someone say something in a language nobody understands, and then you hear a great oh, for goodness sake, from a lot of different corners of the room above your heads. Ziggy and his two brothers lead you all the way out, and they push on a piece of open the door, get on the floor, everybody walk the dinosaur. Love it. I'm enjoying the gifts, they're beautiful. Okay, so at some point Ziggy's bigger brothers start pushing on the ice above your heads, and you realise you're in a chamber that's behind the one that they were arguing in, and the ice above your heads cracks a little, and it turns out there's actually a secret hidden icy trapdoor which they carefully flick over. And then they make their way out. They lift Ziggy up and push him out first. So essentially right now you've got like a floofy snowman going on. There's like the big one at the bottom and the medium one in the middle and then little Ziggy on his head. And he gets lifted up and hoisted through, and the others climb up as well. And you guys can climb up and through, and you can all stand upright and sort of shake your shoulders back and enjoy the feeling of being upright after about 45 minutes or so of crawling. Another little floof sort of jumps down out of your arms and sort of runs around your feet a little bit, stretching. And you guys see, in the chamber, you can see, again, all the same number of portals. They are dull. It's essentially they've been powered down. So you've got the different colours that you can see. Cass, you do spot a purple one. It's a dull purple though, not the vibrant Cadbury purple that you saw on the floor you used to be on. This one is powered down and all the rest of them. They're big, round, icy structures, that's the word I'm trying to think of. I was like, doors? No, fridge. I literally nearly said fridge. Essentially they're about the size of a fridge. You can walk through them and step through them. And little Ziggy and his brothers turn and say, it was a hail you wanted to go to, yeah?
Yes, the circle of pride.
Yep.
The purple one.
We know.
And so Ziggy and his brothers go, he jumps onto the back of their heads and he spends a few minutes trying to repair it. Okay. Cool. Ooh, that's funny at the end. Takes about 5 minutes. You guys can hear all this arguing going on. There is a big doorway behind you. It's a big, huge, icy doorway, and again, deeply frosted walls, so nobody can see into the chamber. The doors are shut, and through them you can hear arguing and shouting. It's a bit more faded than it was when you were directly underneath them, but you can hear lots of voices, like hundreds of voices in this chamber. Takes about 5-10 minutes, and they work on the portal. Can everybody else make me another stealth check while you're in here? Errol wants to knock on the door. Sure, cause carnage and chaos. Why not?
Wait, why are we...
I'm doing another stealth check just while you're in there.
Oh, sorry.
That's alright. That's alright.
Yeah, we still have Pass Without a Trace.
Yes, so everybody add your extra 10s on there.
Oh, then I'm 27.
Then you're still
Yay.
fine. You're still fine. I'll go for these.
It's a lot better.
2. Okay. Oof. Alright. Jeez, even with their bonuses, that wasn't good. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Ariel, what was... Oh, it was yours the 35?
Yes.
Oh my god, I love this movie, and I love this gif. It's a gif of Sucker Punch, just the girls crawling. Crawling! Right. Ironically, you guys are fine. When Ziggy has finished, however, he had his nat 20 in the middle, and he manages to fix the portal, and it flares up. However, he catches a little... It's like an electrocution kind of thing from some of the magic that's involved in creating this portal, and he takes a little shock and some damage. Oh, the poor little floof. The poor little floof takes about half his health damage.
No!
And his white fur is suddenly singed sort of black, and he falls backwards off his brother's head, and he sort of lands probably quite near your feet, Inna. The little one that you've had, Jiggly, just sort of runs up and starts patting out the sort of black sootened fluff that's on his stomach, sort of patting out the smoke. And his 2 brothers like jump down and come climbing over as well. However, in the room behind you, you can now hear the uproar has paused, and you can hear sort of and you can hear some footsteps coming towards the door on the other side.
Is the portal working yet?
The portal is working, yes, it's moving.
Okay, so can we start pushing people through quickly?
You can do, yes. Who would like to go first? I will assume you push Belgrath and Orissa through first. We'll just get them out.
Yeah.
There you go.
And let's start with them. I guess while people are coming through, I have to pay these little fees.
You cannot pay them. You don't know what the consequences will be. If you do pay them, you'll have to pay them before you jump through the portal. I doubt they will want to come with you unless you ask.
Oh,
Yeah,
I want to take one with me.
So basically, I want to last, so I can pay them once everyone went through, so the portal is still open.
Everyone goes through. Is everyone going through? Ariel, Indy?
I'm hopping through as one of the...
Okay. Enna, if you would like one of the floofs to come with you, which one would you like to come with you?
Jiggly.
Okay. You can ask Jiggly to come with you. You can do a persuasion check.
Yeah. Ooh. 12.
Okay. Jiggly looks up and says, "Adventure!"
Yeah! Super fun adventure!
Okay! And he bounces into your arms like, "Adventure!
Only bare minimal chance of death.
Yay!
Errol's gone. Errol says, sticking his head through the portal and then coming back.
Yay, I give him a big squeeze and a hug and say yay and then bring him with me.
Okay, so Enna goes through the portal with Jiggly. The other floofs pick up Ziggy and pat him down, and he seems okay. He's like singed on the front. Indy, have you gone through the portal as well, or is it just you, Cass, and the floofies?
Indy will set the skeleton through.
Okay.
And we're getting ready to go.
Okay, Cass, what would you like to do?
Well, basically, I guess I will start paying. Just leave the last one until everyone else through the portal.
Yeah.
So I will go through the portal now.
Okay. So you've only got Indy left to go. Indy, Kess is waiting to see you go through the portal.
Indy will just blow Kess a kiss and then step backwards through the portal.
Kess sighs at you. Kess, footsteps on the other side of the door are ridiculously close. What would you like to do? You two.
Yeah, so I guess I'm paying my last soul then.
Okay.
So I will be
And
then
you owe them 2, I believe. No, 3. 3 souls.
Yeah, 3.
Sorry, my math went wrong then. Yeah.
Okay,
Are you
yeah.
paying them all 3?
Yes, I pay them all and then I step through the portal.
Okay. You pay them all, and they lift their eyes wide, and they inhale the souls again. You notice that the biggest brother actually gives away his second soul to Ziggy, and he swells up a little bit, and he looks a lot healthier. And they all stand there, and they all salute you.
A deal well struck and a bargain well made. Good luck on your travels.
Excellent. And you step through the portal.
Okay.
Yes.
Just as you step through, Cass, you can hear the door handle turn, and you notice the 3 floofs doof, 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 jump back under the floor, and you see them just about. Yeah, they just managed to close the secret trapdoor. And Cass, you step through, you hear the door open, and you hear shouting in a language you don't understand, and then the portal around you. Now we have 1 minute until I said that Anna can go to bed. So in this 1 minute, I shall wrap up by saying you all step out and into through the purpleness, and you are all now in the layer of a hail. Something is very, very wrong. There is a lot of shouting, and it's closer and louder than the shouting you heard above you through the floorboards. You can see far ahead of you in the sky the familiar shape of Brakens being held up by 2 flying demon creatures, and all hell seems to have broken loose. Creatures are running towards it, screaming and shouting, and yeah, it's a bit loud down here. But well done, you made it. Well done.
Yeah, and I thought we made it quite quickly as well.
Well, you didn't piss them off. There were several different ways in which you could have pissed off the floofy things, but you didn't. But you
How
still
could you have pissed them off? They were just...
You could have... well, I don't want to tell you. You've still got one with you. I'm not going to tell you ways you can annoy it.
Please don't annoy my floof.
I mean, but they range from insult to injury, basically. And they get insulted by a variety of things, including some fruit.
Fruit?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
They find some fruit offensive.
Good
That's
luck
really
feeding it.
That will be fun.
So,
Feeding is easy.
I think this should all fit on one recording. So if you want to shout Tatty buys the recording, I will turn it off and attempt to upload it. So thank you for playing, everybody. That was hilarious. Tatty buy recording. Until next time. Bye!
Tatty bye!
Tatty bye!
There.